Your life would be so much easier, more enjoyable and successful if you could get others to go along with your ideas, right? To get them to cooperate with you whenever you needed their buy-in and support. But the problem is, for this to happen, you need to know how to influence and what makes people tick. But no one ever taught this to you in school. Instead, you were left to discover it by default by yourself. Until now. You can learn how to positively persuade people on a new level. It all comes down to some simple psychology. Psychologist Dan Ariely, in his excellent book called Predictably Irrational, noted how people are not only irrational, but actually predictably irrational. That our irrationality happens the same way again and again. And this wonderful insight captures a really important aspect of persuasion. See, if a person always behaves irrationally, then they're not susceptible to any form of persuasion. To try to persuade them in any particular direction would be like trying to predict a perfectly random number. However, if people are predictably irrational, this changes everything. This predictability means that we can persuade them. Maybe not always with 100% success, but certainly more often than not. The predictability is the key. To take a simple example, imagine someone in a store choosing which toothpaste to buy. Let's suppose that he chooses toothpaste based entirely on irrational factors, such as whether the package is blue or whether the brand has a similar name to his dog's name. Now, in this situation, and assuming I don't know anything about this strange man and his bizarre selection criteria, I lack any way to persuade him to buy my particular brand of toothpaste. But now consider the situation where I know he always bases his choice on the packaging and his favorite color is blue. You see, these are irrational factors to determine the best toothpaste in the sense that the packaging has nothing to do with the merits of the toothpaste. However, it is predictably irrational. If I was trying to sell toothpaste, all I have to do is to make sure that the packaging is predominantly blue. Now you might think that this is just a silly hypothetical example, and in one sense it is. But imagine that instead of analyzing how one rather strange man chooses toothpaste, we study the choices made by millions of people. We may well find that a high percentage make predictably irrational choices. This is the kind of thing that influence experts study all day, and it explains why many brands of toothpaste have a minty flavor. The mint flavor tells you nothing about the merits of the toothpaste and whether it's actually doing your teeth any good. It really is quite possible for a substance to taste minty fresh and to be about as good as your teeth as chewing on pebbles. But consumers tend to like that minty taste, so the manufacturers put it in. It's also why most shampoo products contain ingredients and agents that produce plenty of lather and foam. The lather makes no difference to how well the product actually cleans your hair, but most consumers tend to associate lots of rich foamy lather with a powerful cleansing. And so the shampoos that do this, that have this property, they sell better than the ones that don't. By the way, can you think of other examples like these where we tend to be predictably irrational? Let me know in the comments below and let's continue that conversation. But this has obvious applications to marketing and to branding, but what about things like leadership? Well, research has shown that people respond in predictably irrational ways about other people too. That if you know the right switches to flip, you can establish influence and leadership rapidly with others. And yes, this can be used in extremely positive ways, especially in these times of change where time is of the essence. I've created a free PDF explaining my rapid influence formula, which really helps you to do this. This formula deconstructs influence into 3 simple components, 3 switches that, when flipped, establishes influence and leadership rapidly. Click on the link in the description of this video to download that formula now and leave your comments down below.